Welcome to Where to Ski. I'm John Morgan. I'm excited for today's episode. Skiing's a combination of many things to me. The hill, the snow, the beauty of the surroundings, the ambience, and a touch of history all combined to make the experience. Today we're going to somewhere that hits all those boxes, the Jungfrau region of Switzerland. Grab your skis, let's go ski Switzerland's Bernese Oberland. The Jungfrau region sits just south of Interlaken, about 2 hours south of Zurich by car, 2.5 by train. It includes 3 main interconnected ski towns, going from east to west: Grindlewald, Wengen, and Murren. Wengen and Murren are car-free and accessible only by train and cable car. The awe-inspiring backdrop for the entire region is the famed Eiger, one of the biggest sheer faces in Europe, surrounded by the Monk and the Jungfrau. In English, that's the ogre, the monk, and the maiden. This overlooks Grindelwald and Lauterbrunnen. Over 250 kilometers of skiing with terrain for every level of skier is served by new and breathtaking equipment. Scale of the region is overwhelming. You can spend multiple days skiing the area and not ski the same thing twice, or experience the towns and the culture. This is not a one-day ski trip. My guest today is Switzerland's gold medal winner in the 2022 Olympics in the ski cross. He's dedicated his life so far to skiing. Ryan Regez grew up in Wengen, has Swiss-British dual citizenship, and is a member of the Wengen Ski Club. Who better to lead us through this amazing region? Ryan, welcome to Where to Ski. I'm really honored to have you with us today. How's the training going?
Thank you very much. It's an honor to be here as well. Training's going really well. Currently, it's a bit of an issue due to there was an earth slide covering the road up to Sarsvay. So, yeah, needed to postpone my training for this week. Therefore, next week's going to be more intense. Yeah, absolutely. Just the climate. We're getting either 30 degrees and hotter, like super humid weather, or rain, torrential rain. It's either or. Therefore, it's a bit difficult at the moment. And what was your question?
Are you psyched for the season?
Oh, I'm so excited. Yes. It's been a while since I've skied, and it's been a while since I've skied well. Therefore, it's time to show what I'm capable of again.
Perfect. Well, again, good luck for the season. So you grew up and you still live in Wengen most of the time. What's it like waking up in Wengen? And, there's so much there. It's a huge area. How do you decide where you're going to ski any given day?
Well, that's pretty easy. I mean, you want to be up the mountain as first person, and you want to get up there super early before the crowds hit. So therefore, the local way to do it is you take the 8:15 or 8:30 cable car up from the town centre to Manlichen. Then you do a couple of runs there until the connection lifts open, such as Gummi, which goes over to Kleine Scheigegg. You complete that loop, and yeah, in a nutshell, that's going to be your day, skiing down to Wengen again.
Uh, that sounds pretty cool. There's, like I said, it's a big area. What do you expect when you get there? People who get up there, they drive up, they probably go up to Lauterbrunnen in either by train or they drive and park and take the train up. When you get there, tell people what to expect and what to look for when they're going up.
And first, how to get there. Wengen's a remote village, not accessible by car. Therefore, you're not going to be able to drive up all the way. You mentioned that you can either drive to Lauterbrunnen or Grindelwald, or even leave your car outside of the valley, which would make more sense, honestly. Cheaper parking and a lot more spaces. They just built a brand new train station in, it's called Mutton. Oh, what's it called? It's just before Wilderswil. So it's literally before Wilderswil and Interlaken East. You can either get there by train, or if you park your car there, there's a lot of parking spaces. It's, I think, 5 francs a day. It's right next to the train. Hop on the train and you get up to Grindelwald, or you go to Lauterbrunnen via Wengen up on the piste. So that's on how you get there. Other possibilities would be drive back all the way back into the valley, park in the park house in Lauterbrunnen, or in one of the available parking spaces. However, in high season, it does get very crowded. And especially if you're on the way out, it's going to be quite annoying due to one road leading out of the valley. So really recommend park your car in Wilderswil, take the train from there. It's the easiest way. And what expects you in Wengen? I mean, it's a beautiful, stunning mountain village. It's overlooking the Lauterbrunnen Valley, which is carved out by the glaciers. It's just a fantastic view. It's a sun-bathed terrace with fantastic views just below the Manlichen. You've got the Lauberhorn, and on the other side you've got the Lobhorn. It's just beautiful mountain range, and of course the Jungfrau overlooking everything. It's what a place to grow up in.
I think it's the most stunning place I've ever been. You look out in the morning, and Wengen is a tiny, tiny town. It's not, say, Kitzbühel, or it's not even Saas-Fee is much bigger than that. And it's got one street, pretty much. There's a lot of cow paths, but there's one street. And that, unless you've got the Lauberhorn going on, it's usually fairly empty. It's not, at 9 o'clock at night, it's rolled up and everyone's getting ready to ski, except for a couple of places where people are still partying.
Yeah, absolutely. So the thing about Wengen is it's very family orientated. If you go over to Grindlewald first, that's going to be more the freestyle location, or even freestyle would be more on the Murren side. Also on Murren side, you've got, let's say, the difficult slopes, the black pistes, as we call them. We've got the three levels: blue, red, blue, which would be beginners, red, which would be intermediate, and black would be advanced. That's for sure more on the advanced side would be more Murren, because it's just steep. And also for free riding, that's great. However, Wengen has the combination of everything except the park aspect of it. You've got good free riding, you've got a ton of pistes, all levels, great lifts. The infrastructure works. It's honestly fantastic, and therefore, yeah, Wengen is literally a great place to be.
And there's that whole area, the whole Jungfrau has made a huge investment in the lifts. They're modern, they're pretty cool. The new one that comes up from Grindlewald to the face of the Eiger up to Kleine Scheigegg is amazing. You feel like you can touch the Eiger going by. And I know they're putting a new lift in the Schildhorn that goes up to Murren. And so that's going to be pretty spectacular. And Wengen has got the Manlichen lift, the cable car, which is pretty spectacular on its own.
It is. It's a very steep thing. It's a cable car. They would fit up to 80 people in, I think, in summer. But however, now they've got this winding stairwell up, and they've got the crown on top of the cable car. So therefore, you're basically outside on a terrace. I've done that once. You pay a little extra to go up there. Definitely worth it. Definitely worth it. And just when you're up on Manlichen and overview the whole valley and just see Wengen, it's literally sitting on this mountain terrace. And just got the great panorama with Eiger and Jungfrau, which you see up there. And usually you see some mountain goats on the way up, or you see all the avalanche barriers, and you can tell the Americans that they're cow catchers for summer.
Nice. Thanks a lot. So let's start off with expert skiers. You were talking about Murren being really the place where there's some really serious pitch. And so I've been there when there's been some amazing snow up high too. Where would you take expert skiers? Where would you take expert runs?
Honestly, just go straight up to the Schildhorn all the way, and just work your way down. And whichever lifts you like, stick with them. They've got a lot of steep runs, a little bit older lifts, and if then you look for more easy intermediate kind of piece, you go direction Winddirekt and ski down there.
Going up to the Schildhorn, I have not done this, but going up the tram to the left, it's out of bounds. There's some off-piste over there. It looks like it's pretty serious stuff. You ever skied that?
I have never skied that. So that's the thing. If you're a professional athlete, especially in winter sports, you don't get a lot of time to ski for yourself. Therefore, when I go ski, it's in Wengen, and that's probably for 3 days a year. And the rest, I'm either in Saas-Fee for the whole preparation, or in Argentina, Chile. This year, luckily not, because we had enough snow. In Switzerland on the glaciers. And as soon as the race training starts, we'll either be in St. Moritz, Davos, and then head on to the races, wherever they will be. Yes.
A lot of ski areas will ski as you go through the day. You sort of change your approach because the sun hits different places, different times. Is there a way to ski Wengen? You talked about going up to Manlichen and then waiting for the lifts to open and going over to Kleine Scheigegg. How does that ski in terms of as the sun progresses and where to ski?
Yes, so the sun would go up over top of Honeck. That's the non-colored six-man bubble lift, chairlift. Or the top of Lauberhorn would get the sun earliest. Manlichen side would get it rather, so let's say 10:30 maybe in winter. So it depends what you're looking for. If you're looking for a bit softer pistes and you're chasing the sun, your best bet is either to go up to Kleine Scheidegg by train from Wengen. Then you would either go, depends on your level. Let's say you're an expert skier, good. You go from Kleine Scheidegg down, take the Honeck lift, go straight up, then you're in the sun, but it's just going to be the top. That's a red piste with an option of staying red or getting into the black, difficulty-wise. Or you can go down direction Arfen and take the orange bubble Nordwand lift all the way up to the new terminal, which they built up there. Then you head down either Blackrock, if it's open, down Ogod, and you get all the way down to the WIXI lift. They called it Lauberhorn Express. I'm pretty sure they've changed the name back to WIXI just because all locals kept calling it that, and it's known for that. And it used to be a super old two-man chairlift, and now it's a really modern six-person chairlift with the yellow bubble and the yellow and black seats. And so that would get you up to the start hut of the Lauberhorn downhill. That would be sunbathed rather soon. So if you're getting cold, head up there. Or you can even get up there directly from Kleine Scheidegg. You just walk up, what's that, maybe 50 meters from Kleine Scheidegg. There usually is a drag lift, or you actually can walk it and take the Lauberhorn lift, the official Lauberhorn lift, and that will bring you up just a bit higher than the start hut of the Lauberhorn workup, and that's going to be in the sun pretty early on in the day.
Yeah, and there's that catwalk that goes over across to the top of WIXI and all the restaurant and the top of the Lauberhorn.
Exactly. However, if you're looking for shade and solid pistes, best bet is Nordwand, so the orange bubble lift down Blackrock, that stays in the shade almost all day. All of the former Saltek, it was called. There was we had to train there as kids all the time because it was in the shade. It wasn't as busy, and it was a T-bar chair, a T-bar lift up. That was so steep, so that was only for expert skiers. However, now it's a very comfortable and pleasant six-person chairlift up with the orange bubble. So that's going to be in the shade almost all day, if not all day. Like some rays might hit the slopes, but that's going to be in the shade. Then Manlichen would get sun close to lunchtime for sure.
Okay, what about intermediate skiing? You know, I know Grindlewald first is sort of targeted more for intermediates. It's a little bit harder to get to. You have to go through town and get to the other side to get to the tram to go up there.
Yeah.
What's the skiing like over there?
Honestly, I prefer Wengen just because it spreads more. So you've got more kilometers, and it's just a wider range and also more lifts. In Grindlewald, you can go up to Fist, and then you can ski on the top lift over there, which is going to be the pistes there. Fantastic. Also for intermediate skiing, the park is up there. So literally, you take the cable car all the way up to Fist, just go 50 meters outside on your skis, just the cat track as you mentioned earlier, the word, and take the four-person chairlift up. Great slopes up there. I think it's called Oberjoch, not 100% sure though. However, that's the highest lift, and that's the highest one up. Therefore, it will get a bit busy. It's got a good frequency, so it will take a lot of people up the mountain. The pistes are wide enough, so that's not an issue. However, you might have to wait a minute or two at the bottom. And then the lower down you go, it's just whatever you prefer. It's got intermediate slopes. It's also got easier slopes. It's more on the, let's say, difficult side. Or intermediate to hard side. However, if you're a beginner and you feel comfortable in your snowplow, honestly, give it a try.
Well, there's a lot of areas for intermediate, beginner skiers and kids to ski all through the whole region. Now, you were talking about the cow catchers going up Manlichen.
Yes.
That brings up snow control. Do you guys in Wengen, is there a lot of avalanche control besides the permanent stuff that's in place?
Otherwise, yes. So we've got the cow catchers, we've got the avalanche barriers, which are quite high up. So the trees, the local pine trees, they grow up to an altitude of about 1,800, maybe slightly higher meters. So that would be what, 5,500 feet, something like that. Trees grow up to there. Therefore, that is a snow control, and the local authorities or the forest people, they actually plant trees as a prevention for avalanches. And otherwise, you can either go up with helicopters and drop bombs. They will give a shockwave that will release the avalanche, and so those will be controlled avalanches to release the pressure to make it safe for skiers. And that's one option with the helicopter, and others they've got lifts as well.
Well, so they take it pretty seriously, as they should, because it's got to keep the guests safe. You were talking a little bit about trying to beat the crowds, and does it get crowded up there? It's close to Zurich, it's close to Bern, so people can make even a day trip out of it pretty easily, and a short weekend trip.
Honestly, from Bern, it's probably until you're up the mountain in less than 2 hours. And from Zurich, maybe 2.5, 3, then you're up the mountain. So yes, would be a long day, but it's possible, absolutely. Even better if you get to stay a night or two or even a week in Wengen, just because it's so beautiful with the whole atmosphere. And you can beat the crowds through going up early. Plus, the cable car beats the crowds a lot due to if you come up from the valley, you're either going to go via Lauterbrunnen, so you're going to get in the train, and if you stay seated in the train, you're going to go up to Wengen, then Almond, Wengen, Alp, Kleine, Scheigegg. If you take the train up from Lauterbrunnen to Wengen, you can get out there and get on the cable car up to Manlichen, or you can do it the other way around and go over Grindlewald. Either you leave your car out, take the train into the terminal, or drive all the way, park in the terminal or close by, and take the Bahn up either to Eiger, which is Kleine Scheidegg side, or to Manlichen. Both super fast and efficient.
Yeah, that new terminal in Grindlewald, that thing is huge. It's amazing.
Massive, yeah, absolutely massive. They've got a co-op in there. They've got rentals in there. They've got shops in there. Honestly, great thing. If you arrive by train, takes you up the mountain super fast.
Yeah, it's like 100-meter walk to get from the train to the lift. It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Now, not everyone skis or boards. Wengen and all the surrounding towns are not only about skiing. You know, I've played hockey there. I've taken helicopter rides. I've hiked, sledded. I've watched curling. There's all sorts of cool stuff to do. You can go up to the top of the Schildhorn and visit Piz Gloria, where they filmed that James Bond movie. What's your favorite stuff to do in that area when you're not skiing?
We've got many alternatives. You've mentioned a few. Personally, if I get to spend several days up in Wengen, I love to go skiing in the morning, chill in the afternoon, get a drink by one of the snow bars, and go play hockey. Love playing hockey. I've done curling in the past. It's fun. It's fun for sure, definitely. But I prefer hockey. They've got a great ice field. They've got curling tournaments. They've got a local club which plays hockey, and usually I think the ice would open from about lunchtime onwards, and I think Thursdays it stays open until 10 o'clock in the evening. And if you want to play hockey, you just literally go onto the ice, rent your equipment or bring your own. You can also rent sticks and pucks, just for your information. And if you head out there anytime mid-afternoon, there'll be a bunch of local kids or just kids or even grown-ups just playing hockey, and you can have your little games. It's in a friendly setting, so not too competitive. If you want it to be competitive, it's up to you. You can also go snowshoeing with some friends a couple of years ago on the Pickle area, so the nursery slope area. We also did some cross-country skiing. It's a short loop and it's not really suited for it. However, you can go down to Lauterbrunn, and now if there's enough snow, you can go all the way back from Lauterbrunn all the way to Stechelberg. That's probably 10 kilometers one way on your cross-country skis. However, that was open just briefly last season. It usually just stays open for a short amount of time. So it's really depending on cold weather and snow. Then hockey, I said alternatives sledding. Great fun, great piece. If you want to break your neck, you go to Grindlewald. No, Grindelwald's got some serious, steep, hairpinny situations over there. So they've also got the Foulhorn. I think it's the longest sledding run in Europe even. It's great. You have to hike for probably 1 or 2 hours, but you can also just go up to Fist and sled down from there. But oof, wow, that's wild. And if you've been sledging before or not, if it's later in the day, it's just going to have a lot of bumps. So therefore, you're going to feel your butt, you're going to feel your back. Everything's going to be sore the next day. And if you're not confident in braking with a sled, yeah, you might need to practice on some easy areas. But also Wengen is fantastic for sledding. It's great fun for let's say advanced sledders, but it's also fine for beginners. So it's got something for everyone there. And you also can, if you go, take the traditional either wooden sleds, or you just go to one of the sports shop and rent one of the comfy ones. So they're also wood, got the metal bottom, so it's going to run a lot faster, and it's going to have the cushioned seating area, which is I recommend for your butt and for your back.
That's a long run. You can go all the way from Kleine Scheigegg all the way down into Wengen. Yeah. That's a long run to take a sled.
It is, and it's some walking as well. So it's not just, if you just want to go for the sled, literally just go up and down Almond or up and down from Wengen Alp. From Scheigegg down, it's sledding as well, but it's also probably 40% walking. Depends on the conditions. Then for non-skiers, you can do scenic things such as the snowshoeing. I said you can go for hikes, you can take helicopter rides, you can visit the mountain areas and meet up with your friends and family who actually are skiing. There are great restaurants such as well, need to watch out what I recommend here now. So personally, I usually go to Almond because that's on the way down after the ski day. And I go before the masses and I come down before the masses. Therefore, it's not going to be super busy. Other restaurants, Start Bar is great. The Schreiber Bar on top of Nordwand is great as well. If you want to grab something, there are 3 restaurants or 4 restaurants just in that Kleine Scheigegg area. So it's something for everyone. And it's also great. Like my gran and her partner, well, gran and granddad, they usually, if they're in Wengen, they just take the train up to Kleine Scheigegg and just have lunch with us in one of the restaurants just because they enjoy. And it's close up the mountains. You're going to be literally in front of Eiger, Murren and Grindlewald. It's beautiful. Or you go up to the other side. You go up Manlichen and just go to the restaurant. That's a self-service restaurant. It's also got a served restaurant, so the classic normal restaurant. Also great views. And if you just want to tank some sun, get out of the crowds, get a coffee with some Baileys on top of the mountains, or hot chocolate with a shocky Baileys. Go for it. Also,
well, and there's a small hike from the top of Manlichen. If you're going up over to the left there's that peak just to the left that a lot of people go up to.
The crown. They've actually made a little crown on the top.
I didn't know that. Okay.
Yeah, it's very, very sweet. So it's kind of the theme with the crown on the cable car in summer. Obviously not in winter because it's going to be freezing. But that crown, it's a similar one also just on that peak of Manlichen. So if you get out of the top station, head up to the left, it's probably 40 minutes to an hour's walk. You see how far it is. It's not that bad and it's not super steep either. Other things to do, literally go to the Jungfrau Joch, get your tickets in advance, head up the top of Europe, highest place you can get by let's say public transport. Obviously it's private, but you can get up there, go into the ice caves, enjoy the views. If it's a great day, you can see all the way to South Germany, to Schwarzwald, and just have a look over the Aletsch Gletscher. Fantastic. Can highly recommend.
I have never done that. I keep looking at it going, one of these days I'll do that run. I've never done it. So it's
You should. You should. You can also go up in summer and ski up there if you want. It's a short run. It's a short
I was
run.
going to say short run, probably steep too.
No, it's very flat. Very
Really?
flat. Yeah. So it's located. So you've got the house that's located high up, and then that's just below. So
Now, that brings up
highly
something
recommend
else.
the
You know,
area. Yes.
you were talking about restaurants up at the top and all over the mountain. There's
Yep.
Apres there seems to start like at noon or maybe even earlier. There's a fairly good Apres scene in Wengen. It ends early, but it starts early.
Yeah, depends what time you come down from the mountain. That's when you start après ski, right? You can also start après ski whilst you're still skiing.
Yeah, I think some of the
So,
Brits do that. I'm pretty sure they do.
yeah, well,
There's
they
some
brought
there's some
skiing to
pretty good
Wengen.
singing. There's some pretty good singing going on by like noon or 1.
Oh, yeah, well, it's not as bad as Mallorca, but it can get
Fair
fun.
enough.
No, it's honestly, Wengen's a great community just because you've got regular guests, because it's the family oriented resort. You get a lot of locals, you get a lot of regulars and guests which come again and again and again. And therefore, there's a great community. You've got a large English speaking community. You've got, well, multinational, but also a lot of English, lots of German speaking. It's just fantastic. Everyone gets on with everyone. And you've got the mountain bars for a drink, or if you're getting cold, or if you just want to sit down and have a rest and take some sun. There's so many options. If it's on the mountain, halfway down the mountain, I mean, what your heart desires. And then if you're
Yeah,
down in
and
town, that's where the serious après ski is going to start. All close to town, you've got the snow bars, such as a Brunner, or you've got the Schneebar on the Pickle, or you also can start up higher up with Almond, which has got a great terrace and a balcony. And also, if you want to be a bit warm, you can go inside.
that balcony at Almond is really quite nice. I've been there a couple times, and it's a great way. That's sort of where I end my day a lot of times. You said you did too.
Yes.
The Murren and Wengen are very smaller, or they're smaller. They're car free. They're family oriented. You get into Grindlewald, it's a different feel. It's a different group over there. I think, isn't it? It's a little
Yes.
wilder.
Yes. So I'd say coming from Wengen, the Grindelwald doesn't have a soul. No, I'm kidding. So you've said it. You've said it. Wengen has probably 1,000 people living there all year round, maybe 1,200. And during the main seasons, obviously, you got a lot of guest workers as well, and tourists. So guests visiting. And Grindelwald is more a city in the Alps. So I would compare Grindelwald more to Zermatt, size
Yeah,
wise and also mentality wise. So it's bigger, everything works more like a company rather than a family oriented business. Obviously, things are family owned as well, but it's got the large main street, everything's a bit further apart. You have to get on the bus. Um, you've got the possibility of going up to Kleine Scheigegg to Manlichen or Fist as well. So you've got a huge selection as well of pistes and things to do there. And me as growing up in Wengen, I would never advertise for Grindwald. No, it's a
again, it's a
beautiful
totally.
area. It's a beautiful area as well. If you don't want sun,
It
I
is
need to
down in
calm
the
myself
valley.
down a bit. It is for
It
sure. So some spots don't get sun for a couple of months a year. However, that's because it's literally underneath the Eiger North face, or just underneath the Eiger. Therefore, it explains a lot. Also, great views, great for partying, and if you're more on the freestyle side of things, and want, let's say, more intermediate to advanced skiing, go to Grindelwald for sure. And Grindelwald, sun, the skiing on Fist, you get sun very early on and all day.
really okay.
Yes.
Yeah, I found that Grindelwald's got a great assortment of restaurants and hotels, things like that. But it's a totally different feel. It feels
Got a
crowded. It
larger
feels like
crowd.
you're in a
Yeah.
city, and There are a lot of tourists. There are a lot of day people up there too.
Yes, that makes it, that's the special thing about Wengen. Also in summer for, let's say, Lauterbrunnen, just because you have the possibility of driving there or taking the train, you have a walk around and then you leave again. If you come up to Wengen, it's more of a commitment because you have to take an extra train up. Obviously, it's worth it because I'm from there. It's just a beautiful, stunning place to be. The main street with their old buildings, if you're walking away from the train station in the main street, literally just turn around and you'll see the Jungfrau just sitting in between oh, just the scenery is fantastic and it's crowded but not overcrowded. It's busy, not crowded.
And the views are amazing. If you look down, you look
Stunning.
into Lauterbrunnen, you see the waterfalls. And first thing in the morning, you see the tops of the mountains just starting to get lit up by the sun. I mean,
Yeah,
it's just awesome.
it's honestly best view.
You are
So,
passionate about your skiing. I can tell you're
oh yes,
passionate
I
about
am.
Wengen and about your skiing.
That's the thing. I've been to so many places worldwide, and anytime I go traveling or just to other beautiful places, I mean, I've been to Australia for 2 months in spring. You come back, you go up there, and you're just home for one, and for two, you just realize what a beautiful place this is. So therefore, this is the best place for me to come home to.
Now, your passion for skiing, how do you explain that? How do you express that to people that you meet when you're on the road? You're in Australia, you're in other parts of Switzerland, Austria, Italy. You must talk about home and what the skiing means to you. Maybe you could give some of our listeners a little slice of that.
Yes, of course. So skiing to me, I grew up on snow, literally. I probably had my first ski days when I was 2 years old. So I've been skiing for a very long time and was able to make it my profession. I'm just very passionate about it because you don't need a hugely high skill level to be able to enjoy it a lot. So let's say surfing is very rewarding once you catch a wave, but until you catch the wave, it's quite frustrating. Skiing, yeah, obviously your feet are going to hurt because they're ski boots and not slippers. so,
They're
so
better now than they were. They're better now.
they are for sure. But you can just start, and it's a bit awkward to start skiing if you've never been, just due to the material. You've got the skis, you've got the poles, you've got the gloves, you've got the helmet. It's just you're going to be walking around like a penguin to start off with, but you get the feel, and you can progress rather fast if you're somewhat got a good feeling for your body. You'll pick it up rather fast, and if not, you'll have lovely ski teachers which will pick you up and show you the right way. And the way I show my passion, I mean, I love talking about it. Obviously, I'm here with you today, and being able to ski professionally probably just has this wave of energy, just showing people how much I enjoy it, and just making people want to ski.
Being able to ski professionally is a gift. It really is. You get to
A lot of hard
meet.
work as well, but yes.
Well, yeah, you don't. No one realizes that you're up at 6 in the morning doing weights, and then you go skiing, or you're up doing a run. Then you get to go skiing, and you get done, and you go work on skis, and you look at videos, and it's a 20-hour a day job almost. For regular skiing, when you're not training or competing, what where would you go skiing up there? What would be your favorite day?
Okay, so I've mentioned before, I'd literally go up before the crowd. So personally, I'll get up, I'll be at the cable car 10 past 8. I'll get the first cable car up to Manlichen. I will do 1 or 2 runs on Manlichen. I will do 1 or 2 runs on Lacker. Then I will work my way over, take the gummy lift. That means with that gummy lift, then you're on the Kleine Scheigegg side of things. Then, depending if there are any people, if the sun's out, how early you are, if the lifts are running, I would probably do 1 or 2 runs on Honeck. You've got 2 or 3 variations you can do there, so it keeps it interesting. Then from there, I would take the Nordwand, which is the orange 6-person bubble, up. Then, depending if you're cold or not, if you're cold, you'd go directly down either Black Rock or or the Fallboden piste to get the WIXI lift up, so you're on top of Lauberhorn, so you're in the sun. Or if you still feel like going for a little bit in the shade, then I'll hit the orange bubble Nordwand once or twice, and then I'd head over to WIXI. And honestly, that's my favorite piste over there. Or, which is also a great piste, if you take the Lauberhorn lift up, and then it's not directly under the lift, but then you just ski on for about 200 meters. And then before you get, it's halfway to the start bar to the top of the WIXI. Down there's a black piste on the left, which is somewhat wide, but also very steep. And that's just a great run to really get
It's
your
got some,
edges in the snow.
I know exactly what you're talking about. There's some terrain on that too, and it's always groomed, and you can just rip some runs on that.
Oh, it's great fun. And if you're intermediate, just go all the way down and just do the normal Lauberhorn loop. So the normal piece of the Lauberhorn, which is a red piece, probably even blue. It's not that steep. I think that would be even blue. So it's something, but beginners would be fine on it, just saying, and intermediate for sure.
Yeah, and it's wide, so they can handle it.
Yes, yes. And also WIXI is a great piece. That's the best thing. Get up there when there are no people and just rip 5 runs and then go for a coffee or for a drink.
That I've done that. I like WIXI. It's a good run. It's a good place to warm up and really just fly. And again, it's groomed, so you can just arc some turns and just have a ball, get to that last space before the bridge, put in like 3 turns and over the bridge and back to the lift.
Oh, it's great. It's great. And it's so usually you've got the gates opening so you can get on the lift. So on the older lifts, the new system is the lift comes and then you just kind of line up and get on it. That's also the case with Nordwand and WIXI. I think those are the only 2 lifts which do it like that in the area. Yes, great, great. And so you can squeeze in a little bit if you're not in a rush, but let's say if you want to rush to get skiing.
That's an amazing day. And by 2 o'clock, you're cooked.
Oh, I'm off the mountain by probably at 11:30.
Fair enough.
So go up, go hard, just for a couple of hours, and then I'm off the mountain. On the way down, I'll do bumps once or twice. That's the T-bar lift. Further down below not in the Regez, down below Wengen Alp, and then from there I'll either take the forest path to the top of to Almond, or take the World Cup downhill piste down and either do that one once or twice. So the slalom piece, that would be the Wengen lift, that's called, and then go for a drink or actually some food by Almond, head down, have some more food, rest, have a drink, go play some hockey for the afternoon, then go out to one of the many restaurants.
Yeah, there's some very good restaurants in town too. You can get pretty much anything from a reasonably good roasty for not a lot of money to some very, very fancy stuff there too.
It's true. It's true. We've got a good selection of restaurants, and I'm not, let's say, the wine drinker or the one who enjoys 5-course meals, just because I eat just massive amounts. So therefore, I can't wait for 5 small portions to arrive, which taste absolutely fantastic. But that's not my style. So
when you're burning 3,000 calories in 3 hours, it's hard to be able to do that. You need to eat a lot of smaller meals. Tell us a little bit about what your training looks like. You're in the middle of prep season right now to go race for the winter. What are you doing to train? Where do you ski? How is it? What's your day look like?
Yes, so apart from the training summer, so dryland training, let's go into a day in Saas-Fee preparation, let's say. Then you get up at 6 o'clock. You leave the house 7. You load up the skis onto the electric car. At 1:45, it leaves. Then 7 o'clock, you go up the mountain by let's say 8:15. You're on the snow, latest. Latest, yeah, yeah. Probably just before 8 if you get your shoes on rather fast. From there, you do 2 or 3 free runs. You meet up with your coach and do the program of the day. So the first week we were on snow, that was free skiing with the slalom ski, couple of runs. Then we switched to our ski cross skis. Or then day 2 we did rollers. Rollers, the technical aspect of rollers, skiing them, and it's obviously a lot of physical work. You're pumping with your body, trying to jump over those rollers and put your weight into it. And
yeah, it's amazing to me how you guys can take a roll and turn a jump and land on the next one down and get the timing right and do it over and over again. You're taking a lot of runs in a competition.
You are, and you're trying to increase your speed over every jump, every bump, every feature, let's say. And so to continue with the day, from there you'll be skiing for 4 hours. Then you'll do just like 1 or 2 final runs of the day, just to get a great feeling, because the snow's going to be a bit softer, but the base is going to be super solid, and it's just going to be slightly sugary and wet on the top. But you're still going to have great grip, so you're just going to rip 1 or 2 runs, get up to the mountain again, take the cable cars down, get undressed, go for lunch, go back to the place. So we're talking about 2 o'clock. Then some sleep, have a quick afternoon nap. So let's say that's anything between 20 minutes, 1.5 or 3 hours, depending on the personal need of sleep. I try not to sleep, so due to the quality of the night sleep going to be better then. So at 2:30, I'd go for a gym session, or I'd do some sprints and jumps. I usually do that down by my technician, so he's got some company in my breaks.
And somebody to
So
push you harder too. There you go.
Oh yeah. We just talk, and I was like, okay, I'll be back, Josh. Just give me a second, then I'll be back 20 seconds later with the next set done. From there, I usually go shopping directly, which is going to be 4:30. Then I go for a bike ride for, let's say, an hour, 1.5, just an easy roll. I've got an e-bike in South Bay at the moment, so yeah,
that's quite a day.
Yeah, so from there, it's going to be 6:37. If it's not my turn to cook, I usually do the shopping, and then because I've got the program round, so someone's going to cook off the flat. Then by 7 o'clock you eat. By 8 o'clock everything's done. Then you do half an hour of stretching, chill out on either your phone, social media, crack up, and just post something, or just do some office work for half an hour. By 9 o'clock you're in bed. So that's it.
That sounds pretty.
Full day.
Good luck this season.
Thank you very much.
Well, who are you skiing for these days?
So I ski like brand wise or nation wise or.
Well, I know you're Swiss.
Yes. So, well, I'm Swiss
Yeah.
British. That's where you get the accent from.
Yeah.
Then, so mum's English, dad's Swiss. I ski for Switzerland though. I'm in the national team since many years now. Luckily enough, had some great results. Switched from alpine to ski cross probably about 10 years ago, or 11 years. No, actually more. So this is my, I think, 11th season in ski cross. And brands I ski on Elan. It's a Slovenian company.
Know it well.
Yeah, I think they produced the first carving skis. So they've got a huge tradition in ski sports. And a couple of years ago, they made the bold move to withdraw from alpine and from ski jumping and the other disciplines, and fully focused on ski cross. And I think it worked out pretty well for them so far.
Really, I didn't know that. Elan's been a top name for so long. That's great.
Yes, so
good skis.
Oh, great skis, love them, and they listen to the feedback of the riders. They really try to innovate new things, just produce the best material, and well, they've been super successful on this journey so far, and I'm really grateful to be part of the Elan team.
I want to thank you for joining us to talk about the Jungfrau. It's been actually awesome. You might see Ryan at like 8:10 on the tram if he's in Wengen. You won't keep up with him though, so don't even try. Or you might see him ski in the World Cup anywhere in the Alps, or I think they go to Canada this year too. Good luck this year. If you like our podcast, please share them and listen to perspectives on other areas. Thank you, Ryan, and thank you, Grits, for the music.